Hello and welcome to a mood reading vlog, and as the title would suggest, we will be mood reading this week. So right now I'm in the middle of two books. One I'm reading for a video and it is Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney. This is a literary fiction that follows four people around their very late 20s and early 30s, and so far I've been really enjoying it. But I do like Sally Rooney's writing style, and I had this book for so long in my TBR for like years, ever since it was released, and for some reason I had never read until now, and I should have read sooner because I'm just really enjoying this book. And then on my Kindle, I started reading very on a whim The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I am only on chapter 2, which is around 3% in the book, and that's pretty much it for now. So let's continue reading, and as I read, I will give you updates and reviews. And let's talk about books. It's a few days later, and in terms of live updates, that I started watching Bridgerton the third season because it just was just released at the time I'm filming this clip, because I'm not sure when this video is coming up, but as of the time I'm filming this clip, the third season was just released, and I watched the first episode, but I think I'm going to wait until the second part of the series drops, of the season drops, so I can binge watch the whole season, because that's my preferred method of watching Bridgerton. And from the first episode, I can already tell that I kind of hate Colin in the season, so I'm excited to see what will happen next. I'm excited to see him have his jealous tantrums, because apparently that will happen. And from Bridgerton, that's pretty much it. In terms of book, I finished reading Beautiful World, Where Are You? I'm pretty sure this is a 5-star book for me, because it fits all the criteria for a 5-star book for me, in the sense that I feel like this rewired my brain, but I won't get much more into it because this will be in another video. If the video I'm reading this book for has already been published, I'll leave the link in the description box. And then in terms of The Secret Garden, I got 30% of that book. I'm really enjoying it. So far, the story is about this girl. Her name is Mary. She was born and she grew up in India, and her parents were this aristocratic British family, but they died of the cholera. So she was sent to live with her uncle in the Yorkshire area of England, and she's kind of adapting, and she's currently living in this house, which is kind of weird. It's full of mysteries. There are a lot of doors that are closed. There are some weird sounds going on in the house, and there is a secret garden, which is the thing that gives the name to the book. But there is a secret garden that has been locked for 10 years, and this garden used to belong to her uncle's late wife, and he basically locked the garden ever since his wife passed. And the kid, she's very curious about this garden and gardens in general. So that's the plot of that book, and so far it's really interesting. I'm in the part where we are figuring out some of the mysteries, and I'm very excited to finish reading that one. It is a very short classic, it is easy to read, and it is entertaining, so I still haven't finished that one yet, but if you are looking for an easy classic, that so far has been a good option. And then I also started reading The Fixer Upper by Lauren Forsyth. This is a rom-com, and it's from a series of books I bought recently. There will be a book haul either soon, or maybe the haul will already have been published by the time this video is up, I'm not sure. But I bought some books, and I saw this book on Amazon called The Fixer Upper by Lauren Forsyth. It was on sale. It was quite a cheap book, and the premise, I found it interesting, so I ordered it. So see what I think about it. So basically, the Fixer Upper, it follows this woman. Her name is Ali, and she's in her early 30s, and she has this string of failed relationships. But the thing is, all her ex-boyfriends, shortly after she breaks up with them, they manage to turn their life around. When she dates them, they are basically man-child, and they have they don't have their life together. But after she breaks up with them, they suddenly have their life together, and they meet their love of their lives, or things like that. They suddenly become amazing people, well-adjusted adults. And her friends, they convince her to open this business called the Fixer Upper, where she basically does the emotional work that a lot of women do in relationships, where she will basically fix the men to the women. So like, for example, we have a dad that seems to be kind of, he doesn't seem to put a lot of work in being a dad, and she goes there and she fixes him. There is this man who, he seems to have commitment issues. He doesn't want to marry his long-term girlfriend, or at least it seems like he doesn't want to marry her. And then she has a pep talk with him, and suddenly they figure out what is his problem and they fix it. They fix his mentality in terms of marriage, and they address the problems. Basically, they fix the man so they become the perfect boyfriend, the perfect husband, things like that. But the rom-com aspect starts when Ali is hired to fix this man who is dating this big reality TV star. And then when she goes to the meeting, she finds out that the man in question, he is her former childhood best friend with whom she had something happened, and now they're enemies. They haven't talked in many years, ever since they were like around 17, 18. And now she was hired to fix him, and that's where the rom-com aspect of this book starts. So far, I'm on chapter 7, page 84. The start was a little bit slow for me. I was kind of bored, to be honest, but we just met the guy, which is one of the reasons why I think I was so bored and kind of not really sure about these books, because we see the guy for the first time around page 70, and this is supposed to be a rom-com. And until we met him, it felt pretty much like this was just a woman's fiction about a woman building a business, which it's fine, but it wasn't giving the vibes I was wanting. But now we met him, and things seem to start to become a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, a little bit less plain woman building a business, and it was just boring, honestly. And I'm curious. I'll read this a little bit more. I'll see what I think about it. In the back we have a blurb by Abby Jimenez. She says, "A sweet childhood friend to enemies to lovers romantic comedy. I really enjoyed it." I never read anything by Abby Jimenez, but she is a very popular author, and I'm curious. Things seem to it has started to get better, but so far this is a 3 stars and maximum. But maybe it might get better. Hello, it's been a few days and I did finish reading a few books. So the first one I finished was The Word That Remains by Stênio Gardel. This is a Brazilian literary fiction slash romance novel. It was translated to English as The Word That Remains. I read this book for another reading vlog, but I'll give you a brief review, which is this book is a 5-star for me. It is just one of the most beautiful books I read this year, and maybe one of the most beautiful books I ever read in my life. I'm so in love with this book. I think it's really pretty, the writing and the story. It is about romantic love, platonic love, and family love, and it is just so wonderful. Then I was also reading The Secret Garden. I just finished that one, and that book's also, it is so cute but also sad, surprisingly sad, but overall it is really cute. It is easy to read if you want an easy classic, or if you want a book to give to a child that it is on a good level of reading, because after all this is a classic and it is around 300 pages. I do recommend. I think it is so cute, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. I highlighted some quotes, and it's just so wonderful. Maybe I should look into getting a physical copy of the book because it's just so cute. So Secret Garden was a 4 stars, and then I was reading The Fixer Upper by Lauren Forsyth. This book, I don't think I said in the previous clip, but the beginning 5 chapters I thought it was quite cringe, but I'm right now on chapter 17, page 246. It got better, it got more. I'm enjoying it a little bit more, but I'm having mixed feelings about it just because this book, it is marketed as a rom-com, and I'm not feeling it as if it was a rom-com. I feel like this is more of a women's fiction so far, because in terms of romance this is extremely slow burn, but also most of this journey we follow Ali, who is his marketing executive, and we follow her journey, her personal journey in her work, in her personal life, and at times she is very frustrating, but we can understand where her mind is, how her thought process is working, and how it got there. But the mixed feelings part comes more in this rom-com aspect, because we have the male character, the hero, the romantic hero, Dylan, who was her childhood best friends turned enemies, and apparently they'll become lovers. But I'm why should I root for him? Because this is the premise of the book. This isn't a spoiler, but this man has a girlfriend, and that in of itself, it's kind of something. It's a choice for a rom-com, but you know what, it is a bigger choice: the fact that this man that is the romantic hero and that we are supposed to fall in love with, he shit talks his girlfriend. Reading this book and reading about him shit talking his girlfriend, my mind went straight to the LOML song by Taylor Swift, because I feel like for this girl it will be that, because this girl, she's not perfect and she is trying to fix him, but she loves him and she trusts him, and then there is this man who she loves so much and he shit talks her. When she isn't around, he calls her vain, and he doesn't he doesn't value her job because she's an influencer, but she's an extremely successful influencer. She's extremely entertaining for her followers. She has this big connection with her followers, and she clearly puts a lot of effort to keep this image of this influencer image and to have this perfect branding, and she's really good at her job, and he doesn't value her, and he shit talks her, and he's with her, but he clearly likes someone else. And this, by the way, this is a 33-year-old man, and how am I supposed to root for him? Again, his girlfriend isn't perfect, but she doesn't deserve the way he treats her in the background. I feel like if they break up by the end of this book, this girl, Nikki, it's her name, his girlfriend, should be like Taylor in her song The Black Dog, where she says, "I just didn't realize how much you do not miss me." I'm not sure. How am I supposed to root for him? And what will happen? Will this change to a complete 180 in the remaining, like, in the remaining 80 pages I have of this book? Maybe, but the struggle I'm having is that this book was marketed as a rom-com, but I don't feel this is a rom-com, because where is the magic in this book? Because it's feeling very much too real, and that in itself isn't a bad thing, but the fact that this is supposed to be a rom-com, it just makes me confused. And the fact that I'm supposed to root for this guy, I'm not rooting for him. This is a 33-year-old man whose majority of his problems, it could be resolved if he just had a conversation with people and then chose how he would act based on the information he got out of the conversation. The whole enemies thing with his childhood best friend is because he's a shitty communicator. He doesn't know how to tell people his feelings, what he wants, because also he is always with this mask and trying to people please. But dude, you're 33-year-old. Please don't waste your girlfriend's time. Stop shit talking her and just be an adult, have a conversation, and then you decide how to act. Maybe this book will do a complete 180. But so far, I like the girl, I don't like the man. And this is also only it's a one person. It's just a POV of the girl. And usually I do like a two-person POV, but in this instance, I'm not sure if I want his POV because I'm not sure if I would enjoy his POV because where is the magic in this guy? So yes, I'll finish reading The Fixer Upper and then I will come back for a final wrap up and a reading of that book. And then I think we can wrap this video up because we just reached exactly 1 week since I started doing this reading vlog. I think it's exactly 1 week, yes. So I'll finish reading The Fixer Upper and let's see how it pans out. So I quite literally just finished reading The Fixer Upper, and the last chunk of the book that I had left did change some things, did change the way I saw some characters, but overall I will stand in my opinion that this is not a rom-com, because at least for me the main plotline was the character's journey of self-discovery, so I feel like this is more of a coming-of-age story than a rom-com. Also, again, the male main character, he got a little bit better, but I'm kind of still torn on him, to be honest. I feel like he's too realistic in a way, which for me just adds to that area of this is more of a coming-of-age story, general fiction story than a rom-com in it of itself, also because the romance storyline, I didn't feel like it was the main plot, the main thing going on and moving the story forward. So The Fixer Upper, I think I'll give it 3 stars. And yeah, this is it for this video. I think it might already be very long. If you like it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you hopefully very soon. Bye!